Alright guys, we're back. I took the mic out so that hopefully we could hear the keepers better.
Good afternoon,
but just let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough. We'll try to plug the mic back in.
Today at Denver Zoo's Toyota Elephant Passage. My name is Jeff. Out here with me today is Sarah and Gabe. But we are missing.
Can you guys hear him? I just want to make sure you can hear him. I'll plug the mic back in.
So we're going to need to call Bodie the elephant over here. So can you guys help us out on the count of 3? Everyone yell
Looks
Bodie.
like we're going to be calling Bodie.
1, 2, 3.
Bodie! Here comes Bodie.
You have already helped us train an elephant today, so give yourselves a round of applause. So you give Bodie the cue to come on over.
Excellent, Reese. I'm glad you can hear.
So,
thanks for commenting.
Bodie is one of 3 male Asian elephants that call Denver Zoo their home. So there are only 3 males here. And the reason for that is
Don, welcome.
That's what you would be finding in
We're at
Asia.
the Denver Zoo today. We're watching the elephant show.
He would be by himself, or he would be with a few other young bulls. So that's what you get to see here at the Denver Zoo. So over the last week, the 3 boys have been able to run together and do some
Hi Heather,
sparring,
welcome.
And today is a good day for them to all be separate, just practicing what
I
it's
feel like
like
I
to
could
be
get
territorial.
splashed sitting here. I
Which
feel
is
like
a
I'm in
really
splash
important
zone.
job of a male elephant. So Bodie is 13 years old.
Hi,
He'll be
Tina,
celebrating his
welcome.
14th birthday on April 16th, I believe it is. So if you're around on that day, you should definitely come by the zoo and check it out and see if Bodie's working on some birthday presents or maybe eating a birthday cake that day.
His birthday's coming up in just about 2 weeks.
Bodie's
Like Keeper
favorite
was
food
just
would be
saying.
like really sweet fruits like banana
Hi, Carol.
or pear or
Thanks for
watermelon.
tuning
So we'll
in.
probably have to make sure his birthday cake has some of those components in there. So what you're watching right now is a training session between Sarah and Bodie. So our training philosophy here at the Denver Zoo is to use operant conditioning with an emphasis on positive reinforcement. So that kind of sounds complicated, but it's pretty simple. All it means is that when we interact with the animals, they have the control, they have the choice to participate and to do what we ask. And the coolest part about this training is if they choose to not participate or they choose to do something different or they get confused and don't offer up the correct behavior, nothing bad happens. There's no punishment, there's no yelling or anything like that.
You can see the
They don't
keeper
get
here
punished, they
throwing-
simply just
it
get
looks like
reinforced
Apple
with the
has
good stuff,
to him.
good treats when they get it correctly. So everything that Sarah's asking Bodie to do is all husbandry care. So it's all behaviors that help us take better care of the animals. So we don't ask them to do tricks or anything that's just for entertainment purposes. It's all something that can help us take better care of the elephants. So getting a good look at all sides of Bodie is really important.
Show his feet.
Also very important. It's very cute as well. But it's important because we need to make sure we get a good look at those feet every day and definitely every week. Get a very up-close view, get our hands on their feet so we can make sure that they're healthy. We want to make sure the toenails look healthy, that none of the toenails are too long, because we don't want any spots on the feet to build up too much pressure as he walks. Because Bodie here weighs about 10,000 pounds.
That's what my truck weighs.
Did you hear that?
So he had
10,000
even a little
pounds.
rock
My
stuck under his
goodness.
foot that we didn't notice. If he was walking on that day after day, that could turn into a big injury. So we want to notice the little tiny things before they turn into big injuries. That's also how we accomplish blood draws. We also do tusk care. So Bodie has had his tusks worked on before. He lets us do a sander. Use a sander and a trimmer on the tips of his tusks to keep those nice and healthy as well. But a lot of these behaviors like laying down, that's not only a good behavior for us to see that Bodie's back looks good, that he doesn't have any
Looks like he's
bumps
also
or
got some
scrapes on top
celery
of his
munching
back
on.
by bringing him down to our level. But it's also good exercise. It tells us that Bodie's feeling good and strong today, that he laid down and stood up so quickly. And he's getting lots of good rewards for it. So that's what an important part of this training is, having a couple different tools. The first tool is to have the right treat.
For those of you
Sarah
just
over
tuning
there
in,
has
this
a
is
bucket
Bodie
full
the
of good
elephant.
treats like broccoli,
I'm Tara.
apples,
We're at the Denver
oranges,
Zoo.
bananas, and he might get some romaine lettuce or celery if he does something really, really exceptional. And the other tool is the whistle. So every time Bodie does something correctly, he hears that whistle, so he knows he got it right and he can collect his treats.
Sounds
If
like
doesn't hear
training
the
a
whistle
dog.
and he doesn't see any treats being thrown at him, he knows he's learning through his consequences. Nothing happened, so I didn't get that right. So I need to get it right next time, or figure out what the correct answer is. So it's just really cool that these guys are actually helping
Welcome.
us take
Thanks
better
for
care of
tuning
them
in.
just by this operant conditioning training. So I mentioned that it's not natural to have just bulls here. That's because those big herds of elephants that you may have seen on TV, those huge herds, those are almost all females. Those are all led by a matriarch, and those are all females that stay together for life. So it's all also young male elephants under the age of about 4 to 6 years old. So right
Jane,
around 6 or
welcome
8
from
years old,
Florida.
male elephants are done nursing, and they actually get kicked out of the herd. So all the females, they say, we love you, time to figure out life on your own now. So the male elephants have to kind of figure that out for themselves. So it used to be thought they were completely solitary, that they spent their lives alone. But it turns out the young males do come across other young males, like you see here, and they get to spar and kind of grow up together. So an elephant isn't really full grown
Well, they
until
sticks
they
his
are in
tongue
their
out like
early
that.
20s. So
Check out my
Bodhi at
teeth.
10,000 pounds is pretty gigantic, but he's eventually going to be closer to about 12 or 13,000 pounds.
Whoa.
So he'll be a really big boy. Groucho is 48 years old, so make sure you get a chance to see him today. He is a good example of a full-grown male elephant. And he sets a good example for Bodhi and Billy on what it means to be a full-grown bull and how to show that confidence one day. These guys aren't quite there yet, so they're learning a lot right now as an adolescent elephant. So these guys are Asian elephants. So does anyone know
Yes,
some of the
Ashley, it's a
differences between
beautiful day
Asian
here in
and
Colorado.
African elephants?
Streaming the Magic is trying
Anybody
something
wanna
new.
shout it
We're
out?
gonna
One has bigger
Try
ears.
to-
Ears,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a really
stream
big
from
difference.
other
So,
cities.
African elephants, they
Yes,
have ears that
Dawn,
are
I'm in
about 3 times
Denver.
larger than
I'm Tara.
Asian
I live here in
elephants.
Denver.
Bodhi's ears are a little smaller, and they're kind of
So we're gonna
triangular
bring you
and
some
shaped like
awesomeness
the
of
country
other cities
India,
around the
so that's a
country.
good clue you're looking at an Asian elephant. But African elephants, they would be about 3 times bigger, and the ears are kind of shaped like the continent of Africa. So that's a good kind of rule of thumb. Also, Bodhi has some tusks that will eventually be pretty big and impressive, but female Asian elephants do not have that. They don't have the tusks. They have really tiny little pieces of ivory called tushes. But African elephants, both the males and the females, get really large tusks. So that is another big difference. And that is one of the reasons that African elephants are struggling so much in Africa because of poaching for ivory. So we lose 96 elephants per day due to the ivory trade.
Sucks.
So a lot of people are surprised to hear that, but it's still a big problem. The
very
United States
sad.
is still the
96
second leading
elephants per
importer
day.
of illegal ivory. So a lot of elephants are suffering because of that. So an easy way to help out with African elephant conservation is just to choose not to buy ivory. A lot of people think it's pretty and that it belongs in the form of jewelry, but really we don't need any of that. The only animals that need ivory are elephants. Now with Asian elephants, they are struggling even more so. So there's only 30,000 Asian elephants left in the whole world. So to give you an idea of that number, do we have any Denver Broncos fans here today? Yeah, so on any Sunday when the Broncos will sell out a football game, there are twice as many people at that game as there are Asian elephants left in the whole world. So not very many at
Wow,
all.
did you guys
And the
hear
reason for
that?
that is they are actually losing
More
their
people
homes
in
in
Broncos
East Asian
Stadium
countries. They get pushed out of their
Elephants
homes,
in the whole
and
world.
the forests get torn down so that palm oil plantations and palm oil factories are put up in their place. So a really easy way to help with Asian elephant conservation
Lettuce. My
is
dog
just to
likes lettuce
choose not
too.
to
It's
buy
his favorite
products that
snack.
have palm oil in them. Palm oil is a really good filler ingredient. Companies put it in a lot of things like cleaning supplies, cookies, even cosmetics. So a good place to start would be
What
just
time
to
is
go
it here,
home,
Stephen?
maybe
It
look
is
at the
just
peanut
after
butter
2 o'clock
in your
here in
pantry
Denver.
and see if there's palm oil on that ingredients list, and consider next time buying a peanut butter that does not use palm oil. Or maybe it uses sustainable palm oil. And that way you know that it didn't come from the part of the world where
Right, everybody,
Asian elephants
check your
once
peanut butter.
lived. And
No
Make
palm
sure
oil.
it
that way
doesn't
you're not
contain
supporting
palm
those
oil
businesses. So a really
or
good tool for that
sustainable
is to
palm
download
oil.
this free app for your phone that the
So we can
Cheyenne
save
Mountain
the
Zoo has
elephants.
created. It's called a Sustainable Palm Oil Guide. and that'll actually help you scan a product while you're in the store. If you're not sure whether to buy it or not, it'll tell you this, it'll give you a green light if it's a product that does not use palm oil. And that'll make a big difference for these guys, and not just for Asian elephant conservation, but tigers, orangutans, Asian small-clawed otters, all the amazing species that they share their habitats with. Well, it looks like Bodhi is about finished up with his training session. Do you think he did all right today?
Yeah!
Right. Well, thanks a lot for visiting us today, guys, here at the Denver Zoo, where education comes alive. We are going to finish up, but we'll be up here at the glass, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.
No palm oil.
No.
Oh, man. I'm the emotional kind.
All right, guys. So there's Bodhi. We just finished up his show. Yay, Bodhi, good job. Does anybody have any questions they want me to ask the keeper while I'm here? We could ask him some questions if anybody's interested.
Each person can have whatever they want, but you only get one.
There he goes. Looks like he's walking back to his exhibit, to his home. He's beautiful. Yes, he is, Sonia. He's still on the younger age, though. That's what the keeper was saying. At 10,000 pounds, he's a smaller male. So there's another male here named Groucho. He weighs about 13,000 pounds. He is full grown. So Bodhi there is not quite full grown yet.
Green cotton candy? Oh, I thought she was green. Alright.
Hey, Ashley. We actually have baby wild dogs, not hyenas. I didn't see them in the exhibit, though. We've been past there twice, and I didn't see them. Do the elephants handle the cold? They do have an indoor space that they can go. So they have a whole little inside house that they can go to when it gets cold or when it snows. Looks like we're stuck in a traffic jam. So we're on spring break here in Colorado, so most of the public schools are on spring break. That's why it's a little bit more crowded than usual. So I'm going to see if we can get into the nursery without losing service. For those of you that are tuned in right now, what's your favorite zoo animal? We have a baby sloth right now, so that's up there with one of my favorites. I'd call a sloth my spirit animal. Most days I just prefer lounging around and taking a nap too. I don't know about you guys. Some wild horses over there. Jay, you're in Florida. Can you see the mountains? We can't see them from here, especially because it's cloudy. But hopefully we'll be able to take a trip up to the mountains and see them soon. Meerkats. I don't think we have any meerkats here actually. So there's where the sea lions are. They used to have a polar bear as well. I don't know if they still do.
Under the mango on the strawberry one. Okay, so strawberry,
Do you
mango.
guys know where the nursery is?
The nursery is actually going to be if you go down this pathway on the other side, but there's nothing in there right
There's
now.
nothing in
just
there
so
right
you
now?
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I just checked in. There are no baby animals in the nursery right now, so I'm not sure where the sloth or the baby wild dog puppies are, but there's nothing in the nursery. But here are the giraffes. So we just had a giraffe born about a year ago.
Okay.
There he is. Yeah, you might be able to see a little bit of the mountains. It's a little cloudy right now, though, to see the mountains. Most people think that Denver is like in the mountains. It's not. It takes me a good, at least an hour to 2 hours to drive to the mountains. It's a pretty far distance. I mean, you can see them, but it is a little cloudy today. Mountains are always to the west, so if you ever get lost traveling in Denver and it's a clear day, you know which direction you're heading by which direction the mountains are to you. They're always to the west. It always makes me laugh in the Lion King show when the main lady asks, "What noise does a giraffe make?" and everybody looks at her like, "I don't know." Apparently they bleat like a sheep. Bah. Up until I watched that show, I didn't even know giraffes made noises. I thought they were just silent animals.
Alright, let's go.
So we'll walk around there, see if we can get some up-close shots of the giraffes. Yes, Florida is very flat. But at least you have the beach. We have no beach. We're very landlocked. We have no water. In fact, it's extremely dry here. Most days I feel like my skin is cracking off the bones. Here we go. We are up close and personal. We can maybe walk around and get a view of some other ones.
Kind of.
Denver did a very good job about ensuring that we could be up close and personal with the animals. They were also one of the very first zoos ever to try to get rid of the whole cages and bars situation. So most of the enclosures don't have bars or cages. They have very big enclosures. They can walk around. I think when most people think of a zoo, if you ask like a 5-year-old to draw a zoo, they'll draw an animal behind bars. And hopefully we can change that concept and get it more on conservation and the protection of animals in the wild as well. Yes, we have fire dangers here as well. It gets very, very dry here, so we usually have wildfires in the summertime. Looks like he's getting a snack of some eucalyptus leaves there. Of course, Jane, I'm happy to do this. I just want to show everybody how awesome Denver is. I realize that Florida and Walt Disney World and Disneyland in California are really cool. I agree. I grew up at Disneyland. But let's show everybody how cool other cities are as well, and how much magic we have in our own cities. I also mentioned earlier at the very beginning of the stream, in a couple of weeks I'm going to be going to Hawaii. So we'll show everybody some of the beautiful beaches in Honolulu and Waikiki. We're going to try very hard to do a snorkeling adventure. I don't know how it's going to work live and if we'll even have service, but we're going to try to put the phone in a waterproof bag and take the phone snorkeling. We'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work, I will definitely take a video. I know that that works. And I will post the video as well. Last time I went snorkeling in Hawaii, I got to hang out with a sea turtle for a good, 30 minutes or so. It just swam around the bay. So hopefully we can get some video of that. We'll see. So I am not in a close-up right now. I'm pretty much only about 4 feet away from the giraffes right now.
Mid to late 20s. Some in zoos will live to their 30s.
All right. So yes, I do wish that we could see the babies, but it doesn't look like they're around right now, unfortunately. Where else we would go find the babies?
Oh, hey, buddy, you better not get separated from your group. You know what we do?
The keeper there just wanted to make sure little boy didn't get separated from his mom and dad. She said, do you know what happens when little kids get lost? We make them clean up the elephant poo. So it looks like the feline house is closed. They used to have the snow leopards and some lynx and other large cats in there, but it does look like it's closed. They must be refurbishing it. Here's the zebras. There's some in the back there as well, lounging. Well, that's most of the zoo. We're going to go into the gift shop and we'll look around the gift shop. I do have a season pass now for those of you who love seeing the Denver Zoo, like and comment and share so that we can keep these streams coming to you. We'll also go through all the different demonstrations so you can watch the different animal exhibits and demonstrations. These guys are one of my favorite at the zoo. I'm not kidding. They're called the Kirkstickdicks. Yes, they are. They're adorable. Look how tiny they are. They're like the size of a small dog. They look like they maybe weigh about 10 pounds or so. They're just so cute. So they have all of these new cool little things at the zoo to keep especially the little ones entertained, so things they can crawl in and look up. Looks like we got a mongoose here running around.
Main predator of the king cobra.
If you guys like this stream, let me know. Like, comment, share, tell your friends. That way we can keep bringing you the awesomeness of Denver. We've got some cool things to see. So coming up, we've got the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. We've got Elitch's, which is like our version of Six Flags.
Got it.
I was hoping to go to the Butterfly Pavilion soon as well. So do you remember when Julie and Jen both went to, I think Tanya may have done it as well, went to the butterfly exhibit at Epcot that's there for Flower and Garden Festival? So we have something like that that's open all year round. It's really cool and it's really big. And there are butterflies that fly around in this huge room, and you can watch them release new butterflies every day. So I'm hoping to do that soon as well. Yes, Lynn, that was a mongoose. So we're going to go ahead and recycle our map so that we can conserve, reduce, reuse, recycle, right? So we're going to go into the gift shop. There's some really cute stuff in the gift shop. I like the wall of stuffed animals. So pretty much any animal they have at the zoo, they have represented here in the wall of stuffed animals. So if your little kiddo likes anything, they can bring home their version. Yes, Susan, we have an aquarium. It's beautiful. So we'll try to get to the aquarium as well. I was also talking earlier about the Molly Brown house. We'll try to do that. We also have a Botanic Gardens. That's very pretty, so we'll maybe go over and do that. Lots of really neat stuff to bring you. Down south we have the Royal Gorge, which is this big gorge in the ground, and they have a little theme park there. And then of course we have our great big beautiful mountains just about an hour's drive away. Does anybody ski or snowboard? I more or less fall down the mountain. If your little tyke wants to be their own zookeeper, there is a vest, a zookeeper vest. They can keep all their little trinkets in it and pretend to be a zookeeper for the day. So here in the gift shop, they don't just have stuff for little kids, they also have stuff for adults as well. So if you want to support the Denver Zoo, you can purchase merchandise, take it home, show it off. Look, we have our own ears here too. They may not be Mickey, but you can pretend to be your own animal. Flip-flops, for those of you that think it perpetually snows in Denver, it doesn't. We have about 100-degree days here in the summertime. So they have jewelry and women's clothing. I really like this shirt. Looks like a nice airy tank top to wear. Or for those of you that like giraffes, we've got some giraffes as well. Does anybody like Tom's shoes? I have some on myself. They're my favorite. So the Denver Zoo has them as well. I think they're super comfortable. Uh-oh. We have a mannequin down. So they also represent Colorado here. So you can pick up some Colorado merchandise. They have some artwork. And of course, what would a zoo be, or what would any place be without a Starbucks? So in case you need your coffee fix because you've been chasing your small child around the zoo for the last 3 hours, you can get your coffee fix on. For those of you that collect shot glasses or mugs, they have them in all different colors. They also have a whole bunch of artwork over here and figurines. So anybody that's decorated their house in sort of a African theme or an animal theme or an Eastern Asian theme, they have artwork to go with it. Yes, Jen will be happy to know about the Starbucks. Anywhere we go these days we can get a Starbucks, right? Snow globes. That's what it looks like in Denver in the winter months. Poor giraffes out there in the snow. They do have a house they can go in though, so all of our exhibits have indoor facilities that the animals can go in their homes and stay warm. And the zoo is open 364 days a year. It's closed on Christmas. But other than that, it's open. I like these little figurines. They're stuffed, like a stuffed animal, but they're not quite as soft and fuzzy, but they stand up. Yeah, how cute. that is our gift shop. More stuffed animals up there. They have my favorite animal, the sloth. I love sloths. I just think they're adorable. They had a sloth day at the aquarium. They do it every year. And for an extra fee, you can do kind of a up-close meet and greet with a sloth. And I did that. I got to pet the sloth and feed the sloth. It's probably the highlight of my life, right behind getting married. Alright guys, well that is the Denver Zoo. Sorry it was so crowded today and we didn't get some of the best shots. But hopefully we can return when it's a little less crowded. And we can get some more up close and personal views of the animals. For those of you that were wondering, we can kind of see the mountains over there. Anybody see the mountains? Here, let's see if I can zoom in. There you go. There's our beautiful mountains. We don't have a whole lot of snow on them because we didn't really get a whole lot of snow this season. But there is our great big beautiful mountains that make Denver the Mile High City. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. And I loved spending my afternoon with you guys. I will be back next Friday. We are going to go to the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And we will go look at the bioluminescent animals that they have there and their new bioluminescence exhibit that they have. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a great afternoon, guys. Enjoy Jen's stream later. Bye!